This is the story of Dr. Martin, whom no one recognized after the accident, even his identity. Dr. Martin, worried about him, tries to find out why this is happening. It starts with a plane show, in which Dr. Martin is with his wife. His wife's name is Liz. These two are going to Berlin. After a while, their flight arrives in Berlin. After checking out from there, the two come out and sit in a taxi. In a hurry, Martin forgets his bag. When he comes to the hotel, Martin realizes that he doesn't have a bag, so he starts looking for his bag everywhere. When his wife goes to the reception of the hotel and takes information about her room, she finds out that there is no room booked in her name here. Seeing this, Liz felt very strange, and she got angry. And now, as she looked at Martin, she found out that Martin was sitting in the taxi and going somewhere. She didn't know that Martin was going back to find his bag. Anyway, Martin wanted his bag, so he left without telling his wife. And now, because there is no network on the phone, he can't even tell Liz. And she doesn't understand why Martin did this. The taxi driver saw that there was a long traffic line. She takes a shortcut out of fear of getting stuck here so that she can quickly take Martin to the airport. And suddenly there was an accident with his car, due to which the car fell into the river below the bridge. Quickly, the driver breaks the glass of the car and takes Martin out. But by then he was quite injured. As soon as she finds out about the accident, a medical team comes here and picks up Martin. When the taxi driver leaves from here, Martin's condition is taken to the hospital, where Martin regains consciousness after 4 days. Doctors tell her that you have been in a coma for the past 4 days. Martin was still very surprised and worried. He starts looking for his wife here and there. Then he asks the doctor, "Didn't my wife come here?" The doctor told him that we didn't know that you also have a wife. We didn't even know your name because we didn't even get your ID from you. No one came to look for you, so we thought you didn't have anyone. Saying this, they give Martin his stuff. Martin looked at his watch. Then he remembered that Liz had given me this gift. Then he looked at his dad's diary, which had some words written on it, which his dad always used to say, and there were also some numbers. Then Martin turns on the TV. He got information about a conference. Then he remembered that I was also going to go to this conference, which is very important, and now I have to go there anyway. That's why he started leaving. But the doctor tells him that your condition is not good yet, you need rest, so don't go. But Martin refuses. Then the doctor gives him his number and says that if there is any problem, you can contact me. Martin leaves from there and comes to the hotel. At the reception, he said that I have lost the keys to my room. Then he looks at Liz there. He tried to go to Liz, but the guard stopped him. The guard asks Martin for his ID. Martin said that I don't have an ID card, but this girl is my wife. That's why the guard took him to Liz. But what is this? Liz refuses to recognize him. But when Martin started insisting, she called the other man there, who said that I was the real Martin Harris. Hearing this, Martin was completely surprised. He doesn't understand what's going on here and what should I do now? That's why the manager takes him from there. And to clear everything up, he shows Martin the footage of CCTV and tells him to see it. Liz came here alone, after which the other man Martin Harris came. He says that I am the real Martin Harris, not that man. The manager says I don't know anything about this, you will have to go to the embassy. There you will get all the answers to your questions. But when he found out that due to a festival, the embassy will be closed for the next few days, Martin gets disappointed and leaves from there. He comes to a small hotel, but there too, due to the lack of that passport, he does not get a room. Martin calls his friend and tells him everything, what is happening to him. Then he noticed that a car had been following me since morning. He got scared, quickly came to the metro and sat down. And in his diary too, he starts writing all those things that he remembers. After getting off at the station, he sees the taxi, in which he had an accident. He immediately goes to the taxi driver and asks about him. They tell him that yes, that taxi is driven by a girl named Gina, and at this time she works in a bar. Martin immediately went to that bar, where Gina told him, "I don't want to talk to you, you go from here." But Martin still tries to talk to her, but when Gina doesn't listen, he goes to the hospital from there, to meet the professor. But he saw that the second Martin was standing there with the professor. He got angry. He started shouting at both of them. He says, "Are you conspiring against me?" On this, the second Martin also gets angry and says, "You are talking nonsense, I am the real Martin Harris." Here both of them start telling the professor about themselves. All their talks were the same, there was no difference. Then the second Martin takes out his wallet and shows it, which had his ID card and a picture with this Martin's list. Seeing this, the lost Martin immediately remembered that the same picture was also with Alice. But how did this man come here instead of me? He can't tolerate all these things, his mind goes crazy, and he falls unconscious. When Martin came to his senses, the nurse was in front of him. She gives Martin a detective's number and says that he can help you. She tells the doctors that you are still mentally ill, you need rest, and that's why I was telling you not to go that day, you shouldn't have gone then. Martin says, okay, you tell me if I wasn't Martin, would I remember everything about Martin? I think something very big and wrong is happening, about which no one knows. The doctor says, we are going to do some more tests for you, where Martin was taken for an MRI test, but before the test, an unknown man comes there, whom Martin had seen at the station, and now he started taking Martin. When the nurse tries to stop him, the man kills the nurse. Seeing this, Martin gets very scared and quickly runs away from there. He comes out and sits in the ambulance, and the ambulance takes him away and drops him off. Martin calls Liz first so that he can talk to her again and make her understand. But the second Martin picks up the phone, which worries him, and hangs up the phone. Then he remembered that the nurse had given me a detective's number, so Martin immediately went to meet the detective. He tells him everything and says, help me and bring my identity in front of the world. He gives the detective his diary, which has the words and numbers written by his dad. The detective asks, who did you talk to for the last time? Martin tells him to talk to the taxi driver. The detective says, you talked to the taxi driver once, because only by listening to him can I get all the answers. That's why Martin puts his money and stuff and goes after Gina. He tells him just once, you talk to the detective, please, it will help me. And I didn't understand why did you run away from there when you are a legal worker, the law is not working at home. Anyway, now you just talk to my detective once, and I won't bother you again. While the detective is calling at the airport and taking information from someone, he had gotten information about a murder conspiracy. It turns out that the conspiracy is for the Arab prince, on whom there has been an attack recently, that is, someone wants to kill him. Martin tells Gina while giving his watch, just once, to talk once, to which she agrees and comes home with Martin. Or Gina told him that I am not a legal worker. In fact, I don't even have papers. I am working hard day and night to save money so that I can get my papers made and get out of here as soon as possible. When Martin was in the bathroom, Gina's door rang. As soon as he opened the door, people forcibly entered. They attack Gina and one man catches him, while the other one starts looking for Martin so that he can kill him. But Martin, before he knew he was coming, he ran away through the window. That man came out of the window and started looking for Martin everywhere. But when he didn't see him, the man came back in. These people were about to kill Gina when Martin came back and attacked them both. One of his men is injured. Then Gina takes an injection and gives breath to the man's neck, which gives them a chance to escape. Both of them ran out of there, took a car and left. But both the goons were still following them in the second car. And for a while this was going on. But one time it came when their car was about to hit the train. In order to escape it, both cars had an accident. But Martin and Gina run away from the car. They go straight to a club, where Gina gets very angry at Martin. She says, I think you're a murderer because in the end, people like you are just murderers. Now my life will be ruined because I don't know how I got stuck with you. Saying this, she gets angry and leaves. Then Martin once again starts looking at the numbers written in the diary. He tries to understand them. He understands that these numbers are a code that Martin decodes. As soon as it is decoded, these numbers make up some words which were becoming two scientific names. With these names, Martin comes to the detective and tells him that I have only two names, apart from which I don't know anything. The detective asked, how much do you know about the prince? From this, he found out that there was going to be a meeting about the famine and poverty that were going on in the world, in which the prince will also come. Someone is using Martin's name for this so that in that meeting he comes close to the prince and kills him as soon as he gets a chance. Knowing this, Martin also starts his planning. He takes Gina out of there. He says that I want to follow Liz now because I know she is going to go to the exhibition and she must know something. He reaches out of the exhibition building and leaves Gina there and follows Liz and goes inside. Then another Martin also came here. That's why Gina immediately calls Martin and tells him to stay alert. Martin came close to Liz. She says, "Why are you following me?" Martin says, "I remember I came here with you. What are you doing all this for, and why are you doing it?" On which she says that if I don't do this, then he will kill both of us. And if you want answers to your questions, then find your lost briefcase. Saying this, she leaves from here. Then Gina also came here, and they both left from there. Then a photo mail comes to the detective. In the photo, she saw Martin and Liz. That is, they came to the airport together. From this he understood that this meant Martin is telling the truth and some big conspiracy was going on. Then the detective has Martin's friend's call line. He tells the detective that I want to talk to you about Martin. I will also prove his identity. So tell me where we will meet? The detective calls him to his house. But soon he realized that Martin's friend was a murderer. And now he will get all the information out of him. That's why he mixes poison in his tea and takes his life. Because he didn't want to die at the hands of this murderer. Martin came to the airport with Gina, where he gets his lost briefcase. Along with this, his passport and a lot of money too. Gina says that this place is not safe at all. We should leave from here. But Martin refused by saying that I can't go anywhere because Elise told me to wait here. He gives a lot of money to Gina and tells her to leave. As soon as he takes the money, she leaves from here. That's when Martin's friend comes to him. He says that I have come to help you. Now I will fix everything. When Gina was in line for the taxi, she saw that some people were forcibly taking Martin with them. Then she quickly steals a taxi and follows Martin's car. Martin's friend had brought him to a deserted place and he started beating him. Then he says that everything has always been perfect. You used to do your work very well, but this time I don't know what happened to you. Saying this, he tells him that you are not Martin Harris. These are all false stories. I planned everything. I am the one who made you Martin and sold you here. But you ruined everything. Saying this, he prepares to kill Martin. Then Martin asks him, "Now tell me, who am I?" He replies that you are a professional killer. Your job is to kill people. You came here to kill the prince, but you ruined everything, so now you are going to die. Saying this, he tells his friend to kill Martin. He would have killed him, but at the right time, Gina came here. She pushed that man and hit his car too. There was a blast in the car and everyone, including Martin's friend, died. Martin checks his friend's bag in which he finds a lot of Martin's passports. But everyone had different names, which confirmed to Martin that yes, I was a killer. And tonight these people are going to kill the prince who has to stop me somehow. We see the prince who has come to the meeting. There is a professor here and Liz is also preparing for the meeting. She welcomes the prince. Then Martin and Gina also come here and try to come in through the back door, but the security catches both of them. Martin tells them to get everyone out of here because I have planted a bomb here. I planted it 3 months ago, which I have to blast today. Hearing this, they checked the footage 3 months ago. They found out that yes, Martin is telling the truth. 3 months ago, Martin and Liz came here and they had planted a bomb. And now Liz starts that bomb. The hotel staff also found out about this, so they started to get everyone out. The prince was also there. He also starts to go. That's why Liz realized that there was no point in blasting the bomb now. And she goes to deactivate the bomb. Then Martin sees the professor who had come with both of his daughters. Martin finds out the names of both the girls. The same scientific name, which he found out by recording his diary code. Then Martin realized that their target was not the prince but the professor, because they want to get the professor's research. Because this is research in which the world's problems can be solved in a snap. But yes, if this research goes wrong, then there will be a big problem. So today, they will somehow kill the professor. That's why Martin starts to go to the professor to save him. Then the other Martin also comes to kill the professor. But when they face each other on the way, they start a dangerous fight. Meanwhile, Liz also reached the bomb. But before deactivating the bomb exploded and Liz died. Martin also kills the other Martin, and Gina comes out with this Martin. In this incident, only Liz's life is lost while the rest of the people are saved. And the main man, the professor too. The professor quickly completes his conference and tells the world about a new crop whose number will be so high that the poverty in the world and the hunger for food will end. This makes everyone very happy. Martin gives Gina a fake passport and another identity of his own, after which the two leave for their new journey and decide to stay together. And this story ends here.